webinar number 9. This is Georgia from the FI team, and thank you for joining us today. I hope you can all hear me well, because I'm currently on a Greek island, on Crete, and I'm not sure my internet is fast enough. But if there's any problem, please let me know in the chat, and I will see what I can do about it. So today we are going to cover the material from tutorial number 5, which is about mirroring and symmetries in Phi. So we're going to see two menus, a few tools that have to do with that, and how we can use them for our designs. And if we have some time left at the end, we are going to have some introduction in dimensioning and precision, which is normally tutorial number 10, but we will probably show something from there. So I have launched Phi in a non-shape document. For those of you who come for the first time, this is how we launch Phi. So as we are in our on-shape document, we simply click the plus icon. We could be on any Part Studio tab, just within a document, and click on the plus icon, go to Applications, and select Phi from the list, and that will launch a Phi tab. Of course, we can always launch Phi as a standalone application, as we have seen in other webinars, but today we're working within Onshape. Okay, it's taking a while to load. As I said, my internet is not good, but I already have Phi here. So let's take a look on these buttons here. Let me turn labels on so that it's easier for you. Okay, so you can see that the first menu is mirror. Now, in order to create a mirror of my body, the simplest thing I can do is click on the button, and then at the moment I have defined my mirror plane, which, by the way, let's see some things about this particular mirror plane. First of all, if I don't want to see it anymore at any point, I can hide it together with the orthogonal axis, and when I show the axis again, it appears. So this is one thing, and the second thing is that it actually it can work as a view indicator, exactly like I do with the orthogonal planes. So for example, I can click on it, and I get a view normal to it, like I do with the other orthogonal planes. So as you can see here, I have got my mirror plane, and this means that whatever I do to this body, this is my original body, the left side, and whatever change I do there, it takes place on its mirror. This is actually a ghost body. It doesn't really exist. We will see later how we materialize it. But for now, I can simply make changes on my body and see them take place on the mirror side. And of course, this could be apart. So when I'm ready to materialize my body, I simply select any face, either on the original body or on the mirror body, the ghost one, and then I see that the button materialize mirror, the one which is below mirror in the menu, it gets activated. Before it was not active, or when I'm not even in mirror mode, it's not active. So when I click on a face, it gets lit up, and if I click on it, I can see that my ghost body got its own edges and vertices, and it's now an actual phi body. I can select it independently, and it is also not symmetric anymore because it's now independent. So whatever change I make to any of these bodies remains there. There are several, of course I can still connect them or do um, any other thing that I do with multiple bodies anyway. Uh, for example, I can bridge them, and even if these two bodies were not apart, let me undo. Okay, so if we're here and then I materialize my mirror before while it's still touching the mirror plane, so materialize mirror, we can see that we can see that these bodies are still two independent bodies. Okay, so for example, if I try to do this, we see that they're not they're touching, but they're not connected yet. If I want to connect them, I can simply bridge them as I would have done if they were apart. So let me hide this. So I simply select their touching faces. In this case it's only one, so I select their touching faces and I hit bridge. And as you can see now, they became one body, so I can, for example, smoothen here and make any changes as one body. So this is in general, I get some notifications that I'm disconnected, so I hope you still hear me well. Okay, so mirror plane. So we just saw the first option, to click on a coordinate plane. I'm just looking at the prompt here. If I would try to write everything on a prompt so that you don't have to remember a lot of things and it stays simple. Another way is to simply select face, just like that. So any face, like here, and then I have my body, as we said, my ghost body, and everything that we already said applies here. Or another, I'm exiting the mirror mode, and when I exit the mirror mode, as you saw, the mirror body, the ghost body, just disappears if I haven't materialized it. So exiting the mirror mode simply doesn't leave any trace. Yes, and another, so the last way to define a plane is to select any three vertices. So for example, let's say I want to, okay, select here here and here. You will see this later. So now I have selected this mirror plane that goes through my body. You don't see any change yet, but if I select my body and move it away from the mirror plane, you can see that I have two bodies. Okay, and just one more thing to tell you about the mirror mode. If I had two bodies, so I'm cloning this body here, and at the moment I have two bodies, two actual 5 bodies. This is the first one, and this is the second one, and each one has its mirror body. Okay, so if when I want to materialize, I have to select, and this is the reason why we select a face. I have to select which body and which ghost I want to materialize. So for example, if I only want to materialize this one, and I select one or all of the faces on this body, and then I click the button, and you can see that we now have the two initial bodies that we don't lose anyway, and the materialized body that I created because I selected a face. If I had selected faces in both bodies, I would have both ghost bodies materialized. And that's all I wanted to tell you about mirror. Okay, so we could now move to symmetry. Let me bring something different this time. I don't know if you can hear the birds. Maybe the sound noise removal removes them, but it's nice. Anyway, so now I have a cylinder and I want to show the symmetry mode. So again, I just click on the button and I get the prompt that we have already seen about defining a plane. So let's say that I will define by simply clicking on an axis, and let me hide the axis. You know that this is the plane that I have selected. In any case, we can simply see it and hide it again at any time. Okay, so now I am in symmetry mode, and you can see a little ball on top of this button here, if you can see where my mouse is pointing, and this ball here signifies that we are in symmetry mode. Before, the ball was here. I forgot to mention it, but actually we can show it right now. Yeah, so now I could still be in both, but you can see that I have a ball in over the mirror button when in mirror mode as well, but we don't want anymore. Okay, so we're now in symmetry mode, even though we're not having any symmetric edges yet. You can see that the cylinder is not symmetric. So how do I actually get symmetry? While in symmetry mode, we can see that we have two more buttons under this menu. So we can select any two edges that are going to become symmetric. I selected these two, and then you see that these buttons became active. So the first one is telling Phi make these edges symmetric. So when I click on it, you can see that the colors here changed. You can see it better now, and this means that the two lines belong in the symmetry set. So the symmetry set is a set of edges that are symmetric with each other, and this means that whatever change I make to one of them happens to the other one as well. And we can also select faces, whole faces, to make symmetric. For example, like here. And you can see that the colors are just a reminder that we're in symmetry mode, and most particularly that these edges are symmetric. And again, we can see that now the whole object, the whole set of faces is symmetric. Okay. To be honest, you can actually select everything together and add it to the symmetry set, like here. I selected everything with A and used Y to add everything to the symmetry set. At the moment this worked because this is a very simple object, and also Phi understands that of course these edges that are on the symmetry plane, as you can see here, these are not to be added on the symmetry set. And even if these were a little bit off, again Phi would understand it. But what I want to note here is that in general it's better to add edges not one by one necessarily, but to add them slowly, not all together, because it's more easy for Phi to understand what our intention is. Otherwise it might get mixed up, and then we just need to correct. Okay, so as we are in the at the moment we are in symmetry mode, and most of our edges, at least the ones that can be symmetric, are symmetric, as you can see. And now let's say that I don't want this particular pair to be symmetric, so I select both or just one of them. Let's select both, and I hit this last button, which means remove from symmetry set, and you can see that it's removed. Okay, so one more thing is that not all operations take place with symmetry. Some of them do. For example, if I add a vertex on one side, I will get another vertex on the other side, but I don't expect that big changes will also take place in symmetry mode. Now, when I want to exit the symmetry mode, I get a warning that tells me that actually if I do proceed, all of my symmetries will be forgotten, so the shapes will stay as they are, as I have formed them, but Phi will not remember anymore that the connection, the symmetric constraint between the two the pairs or the two sides or the pairs of edges that I have added to the symmetry set. So I can do that when I'm ready, and then you can see that first of all we have exited the symmetry mode, and then my body is again, let's say, non-symmetric. Changing one side doesn't automatically change the other one, and if I want to enter again, I have to do to repeat the same process. Select a plane, maybe it could be a different plane, and add edges to the symmetry set. Of course, as you might saw before, I can have mirror and symmetry modes at the same time, and not necessarily with the same sorry the same plane. For example, I could have my symmetry here, and let's add this. Okay, I selected the edges, and I'm hitting Y, the shortcut. So now these edges are symmetric, and this is my symmetry plane, and then my mirror plane could be something different, like here, for example. So now I have mirror and symmetry mode both on, but independently. Okay. So this was all I wanted to tell you about mirror and symmetry. So I think we have covered everything. Just one note: if I fix, if you happen to see this, let me exit this. Sometimes you will notice that if you have something fixed, the edges become red. So if you see a red edge during symmetry, while in symmetry mode, don't panic. It's just phi signifying that I'm not able to follow the symmetry constraint because something is fixed. So just look around and see what you have to do to uh, to make sure that everything goes as you want it. Okay, so I think we can just wrap up here. I don't have to. We'll enter precision and dimensioning next time. So yeah, okay, that was me. Yeah, so our next webinar will be in 1 week on the 12th of June. We hope you can join us again. Until then, of course, feel free to contact us for anything you might want. It could be support, it could be just sharing feedback, or sharing some of your designs you're very proud of in Phi. We'll be happy to accommodate everything and hear from you anytime. So feel free to write to us. And if you want, you could also follow us on our social media. And yeah, so I was very glad to be here with you today, and thank you very much for joining. Goodbye.